Hello everyone! So you're probably wondering, what's up with the new look, where have I been, and what's up with the new channel name? That last one I'm definitely going to be making a separate video for, but right now, I decided to do something a bit more fun. I am going to be talking about my personal top 10 most anticipated movies of summer 2021. Now, I was going to do my top 10 favorite movies of 2020, but long story short, that video was just... The video went on for way too long because of my tangents, the editing was shit, so I kind of took it down. Not to mention, I was already under a lot of pressure to watch as many movies as I could before my Oscars deadline, which was in April, but typical me, I procrastinated, so sadly that video won't be made. However, I do have a list of not only my top 10 worst, but my top 13 best movies of 2020 in my Letterboxd, which I will leave in the description below. But for now, I want to talk about the movies coming out this summer that I am stoked for, and let me tell you, I'm actually going to have quite a few honorable mentions because this summer is going to be a real estate for new movies. Because of you know what from 2020, there have been so many movies that were just delayed. But now, there are movies coming out in 2020, this summer, and it's just, yeah, there's gonna be a ton. We have new franchise movies, we have new indie flicks, Sundance darlings, and I could not be any more excited. As a movie buff, I am hyped. Now let's get a couple disclaimers out of the way. Number one, each of these movies are gonna be ranked, including the honorable mentions, from least excited to most anticipated. Now, least excited, I have to get this out of the way, doesn't mean I'm exactly dreading the movie. It either A, means I'm skeptical, or B, I don't know much about the movie, but I have heard enough to get my interest. And number two, there will be movies that you are probably very excited for that will not be on the list. So, sorry Fast and the Furious fans, but I am not really that excited for F9. Don't kill me! With that said though, my honorable mentions are Cruella, a movie that I am pretty intrigued about because of the lead actress, but I've been hurt before. Old, which is M. Night Shyamalan's new movie, which I'm intrigued about by the plot, but I'm really worried about what they're gonna do with the overall movie, and a maybe twist because it's Shyamalan, there's going to be a twist. Space Jam: A New Legacy, really love the first one, think they should leave it alone, but this has been years in the making. 9 Days, a plot that I thought was very intriguing from watching Amanda Jedi's video, but overall, I don't know much about it to get excited. Coda, it's probably going to give me Lady Bird vibes, and plus it's a new A24 film, the story intrigues me, and plus we need more depth representation. And lastly, The Protege from the producers of John Wick. I am very intrigued about this because of the cast, but I'm really worried that the trailer gave away too much. With that said, let's get straight to number 10. Starting off my list of most anticipated at number 10 is The Green Knight. Now this movie I was very excited about because it was supposed to come out on May 30th. Yeah, my birthday, or around my birthday. Point is, it's supposed to come out around my birthday in 2020, but for obvious reasons, it got delayed. But this time, I am very excited to see this cool, like weird, horror, dark fantasy movie with Dev Patel as the Legend of the Green Knight. I don't know enough about the story to really sink my teeth into, but it's A24 doing a dark fantasy. Obviously sign me up. Plus, I like medieval stuff. It just really intrigues me for some reason, so yeah, that is number 10, and I'm also intrigued to see what A24 does with a bigger budget. So yeah, Green Knight, number 10. Number 9 most anticipated is Free Guy. The cast has me sold alone. Ryan Reynolds, I think Lil Ray Hallery is in this, you know, the guy from Get Out. Also Taika Waititi, Joe Keery, in this movie about an NPC in like this MMORPG that becomes self-aware and like starts trying to save the game because it's about to get shut down. That has my interest just through the fucking roof. It kind of looks like it's going in like a more adult-ish version of like Wreck-It Ralph, which I am very intrigued about because I love Wreck-It Ralph. And again, Ryan Reynolds. that alone has me sold, and I just really, really hope they actually sell this premise and that they don't just make it to have like Easter eggs and nostalgia for the sake of it. That's probably like my biggest fear about like why it's so low on the list, but overall, this premise has me sold. I love world building, I love video games, I love Ryan Reynolds, I love Joe Keery, Taika Waititi. Fingers crossed. Time to get spoopy at number 8 with The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Okay, so in confession, the reason why it's low on this list is because I actually never have seen a Conjuring movie, but I have heard that they are very hit and miss. A lot of people say that like Conjuring 1, 2, and Annabelle 2 are the best ones, whereas Annabelle 1 and The Nun and like some other movies aren't really that good, which very much worries me. But I am still keeping my eye on this movie just on the story alone. And plus, hey, both Conjuring movies are on Netflix right fucking now, so I could just have a double feature before I start watching Conjuring 3. And plus again, the story just is very intriguing about this man who commits a murder, but says that it was the devil that made him do it, hence the title. And so Ed and Lorraine Warren go into court. It's kind of like a new version of, what was the movie called? The Exorcism of Emily Rose. It kind of looks like it's going in the Emily Rose kind of direction with it, where it's supernatural, but it's also a court drama. That has me hyped just on that story. Plus the trailer kind of reignited my interest. So, really looking forward to this, even though James Wan sadly isn't directing, but still has my fucking attention. Next up is Candyman. Now, this movie, like Conjuring, is low on the list because I have not seen the original Candyman movies. I'm definitely going to see the first one before I see this one. I'm probably not going to watch the sequels, but I am intrigued to see this new movie with the new Candyman, executively produced by Jordan Peele. Now, yes, that doesn't really say much. He's just producing the movie and I think funded it, but I do not care. I love Jordan Peele. I really liked Get Out. Loved Us. So Candyman has my attention. Plus I love that trailer where it plays Destiny Child's Say My Name. I loved Yahya Abdul-Mateen II in The Trial of the Chicago 7, so I'm really excited to see him as the lead role. Really want to see Tony Todd back as Candyman because I have seen enough clips to agree that, yeah, Tony Todd is Candyman. Also, there's this one short film, like I think it was like a short trailer, like advertisement promo for the movie, whatever it was. It was like this paper animated short film of Candyman that shows systemic racism throughout history in America that I highly recommend looking up if you can. That also had my fucking attention. That trailer was great. I'm super hyped and definitely going to be this movie's victim on opening night. Number 6 is In the Heights. Come on, I had to at least sing it once. But yes, In the Heights makes the number 6 spot because while I haven't really heard anything from the musical, at least not that I had seen from the trailer, I do really appreciate Lin-Manuel Miranda as a creator. I loved Hamilton and John M. Chu, even though I'll never forgive him for fucking Gem and the Holograms, I really liked Crazy Rich Asians. And so I want to see what he does with In the Heights because I love musicals. I'll admit, I like musicals. And again, I really like Lin-Manuel Miranda. And I love the trailers and I love the story. And I've been hearing a lot of really good reviews from early critic reviews. So yeah, on June, definitely looking forward to this. And you bet your ass, I'm gonna be tapping my foot in that damn theater. Now the top 5 are the movies that I'm the most excited for. These I'm looking forward to and will be there day one. And number 5 is Black Widow. Like many other Marvel fans, I have been looking forward to a Black Widow movie since Captain America the Winter fucking Soldier. I do not understand why, after you know what happened to you know who in Endgame, why they're doing it now, even though Captain Marvel, I won't say Captain Marvel was terrible. I thought it was just alright. Definitely one of the more disappointing Marvel movies. But with Black Widow, I'm very intrigued because I want to see another Marvel espionage movie like Civil War. Not Civil War. Well, Civil War had a few elements, but I more mean Winter Soldier. I want to see another Marvel espionage movie since Winter Soldier. And since Winter Soldier, I've been wanting to see a Black Widow movie because I love Scarlett Johansson as the Black Widow. Say what you want, she was definitely Black Widow. She had the sex appeal, the charisma, she could kick a ton of ass. And also, I love Florence Pugh in Midsommar and Little Women, so I'm excited that she's in it. Also, David Harbour, Kate Winslet. Yeah, I am definitely stoked. And plus, that song in the trailer, oh god, I really hope that's actually her theme for this movie because that would just be beautiful. Now, number 4 is a weird one because not a lot of people know about this movie, I think. I just saw this trailer when I went to go see, I believe the Demon Slayer movie. And when I saw this trailer, I was like, oh, this is for me. That's The Night House. So The Night House is this new indie horror film coming out from Fox Searchlight, who has had a pretty good history with indie horror with movies like Ready or Not and Black Swan. And this movie, it's about this woman who I think was like an architect. Her husband dies from what I think is a suicide. And then something weird happens with the house. There's like some weird mirror stuff going on, reverse time. It looks weird as fuck, but I'm living for it. I am definitely going to be for this movie just so I can see what the fuck that trailer was and what the fuck this movie even is about. Because I'm excited. I love weird ass horror movies. I love original ideas. Really hoping this movie doesn't shoot itself in the foot at the end because that's something that quite a few ghost movies do. But I have hope that this will definitely be one of the exceptions. I'm super excited for this movie. I have my hopes up for you, Fox Searchlight. Do not bring them down. Now, my number 3 pick is actually a movie that's right around the corner, and that is A Quiet Place Part 2. Now, aside from the 2 dumbass teenagers that sat behind me during the first Quiet Place movie wouldn't shut the fuck up, I really enjoyed the theater-going experience for A Quiet Place. Just everyone being just dead quiet and like trying to even be quiet when they're eating their popcorn or opening their candy wrappers. That was a fun experience that I definitely lived for. I love John Krasinski's direction. I loved Emily Blunt's performance. The deaf girl, I forget her name, but the girl who plays the daughter, she's great. I'm really excited to see where she goes with her career. Especially since, again, like I said, with CODA, we need more deaf representation, people. And I'm just really excited to see them expand this world. And also, I've been hearing, In the Heights. Like Within the Heights, I've been hearing a lot of great early critic reviews for this movie, especially from movie critic giants Jeremy Jahns and Chris Duckman. So, fingers crossed that this movie is good and that it doesn't just do what Jeremy Jahns calls sequelitis, where it takes something that the first movie did with an original concept and then just fucks it into the dirt with the second one. Fingers crossed. I love Emily Blunt. I'm glad to see her take the forefront. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to another theater-going experience of everyone just being like, that's me at my popcorn. Anyways, yeah, Quiet Place Part 2, number 3. Now, number 2 is another weird one, but unlike The Night House, this one actually may be a bit more well-known because of the crazy-ass story this movie is based on, and that is on the A24 Twitter Odyssey, Zola. Yes, this movie is based off of a 148-page-long Twitter thread, and it is fucking insane. And I'm totally stoked for it. This is just this story, like I said, based on a Twitter thread, about a stripper named Zola and a waitress named Jessica who go on a trip to Florida to do some stripping, and then end up roped up in a whole mess of issues that I am stoked for. This kind of looks like The Florida Project meets like Assassination Nation. And again, I'm totally stoked for it. I really loved Riley Keough in The Devil All the Time and The Lodge, even though I wasn't a big fan of those movies, but she was still a great actress in both of those movies, gave great performances. Looks like she's gonna give great performances in this movie. And let me tell you, okay, if the reviews from Sundance or that trailer don't convince you to watch Zola, I don't know what will. This movie's probably not gonna be for you. I have a feeling it's gonna be for me, so let's fucking go. And now, my number one most anticipated movie of the summer movie season of 2021. And that is, oh man, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. Now, let me just say this. I'm only gonna say this once, and never again until this movie's release. I hate David Ayer's rendition of Suicide Squad. Even as someone who never read the comics, I just did not like it as a movie. It was incomprehensible, jumbled, had no point to it. And aside from some really good performances from Margot Robbie and Jai Courtney, and especially Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, there were some very questionable directions taken with some characters, like Enchantress, and do I even need to talk about Jared Leto's Joker again? What can I say that hasn't already been said about that horrible rendition of one of the most iconic DC villains? So when I heard that James Gunn was going to be making a Suicide Squad movie with a bigger cast, only 4 returning cast members from the original, with a completely new cast, completely new characters, new villains, and that it was going to be rated R, he had my curiosity, then he had my fucking attention. Oh man, like, first you have, like, of course, the regulars, like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis, Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang, and I forget the guy who played him, but Rick Flag is also going to be in it. Joel Kinnaman. Yeah, Joel Kinnaman's Rick Flag. But now we have Idris Elba as Bloodsport, Peter Capaldi as the fucking Polka Dot Man, oh my god, Pete Davidson as Blackguard, who also was really good in King of Staten Island, so I'm really excited to see what he does with James Gunn's dark as fuck humor. Sylvester Stallone as fucking King Shark, that I'm most excited about. And, oh man. And oddly enough, the one that HBO Max and Warner Brothers has the most faith in, John Cena as Peacemaker, Peacekeeper, whatever his name is. Like, they have so much faith in him, they're actually planning on giving him his own TV show. And no doubt, like, John Cena can be very funny, but just like, really? Him? But either way, I am very excited just to see this kind of grindhouse take that I think they're gonna take with the Suicide Squad. Again, it's gonna be rated R, it's gonna be violent as fuck, which is very Suicide Squad. And after seeing Birds of Prey and what Margot Robbie did with Harley Quinn in that movie, which was very good, I'm very excited to see the direction they take from that with the Suicide Squad. Plus, James Gunn proved he could take a group of nobodies and make them iconic as hell characters with Guardians of the Galaxy. So with this, I am very excited to see Mr. Gunn pull off this weird as fuck, chaotic, batshit insane team of supervillains. And that is why James Gunn's The Suicide Squad is my #1 most anticipated movie of the summer 2020. Thank you all so much for coming to my video on the top 10 most anticipated summer movies of 2021. This summer is going to be fucking insane. It's going to be stacked with indies, blockbusters, fan favorites, the whole shebang. So thank you all for coming to my video, coming to this channel, subscribing, liking, favoriting, etc., etc. And also, I will definitely be making a video about not only a review for Those Who Wish Me Dead, since more people need to talk about that movie, but also a video about the evolution of my channel, why my name has changed so much, etc., etc. So look forward to that. Check out my Letterboxd for future reviews that I may not make videos for, as well as TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, etc., etc. And thank you all so much for talking to me, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.